Hey everybody, welcome back to Sports Spectators. I'm Mama Tater.
I'm Big Tater.
Today we're going to talk about the NBA draft. But before we get into that, please support our channel. Hit the like, subscribe, and notification buttons. Also, check us out on Patreon. We love to have you as a supporting member. So let's get into it.
So, Mama, Bronny got drafted. Everybody knows Bronny got drafted by the Lakers.
Oh, so that means that he could potentially have a chance to play with his dad. What do you think? Do you think that they'll ever be on the court together?
I don't know. It remains to be seen. There's a lot of speculation out there. Most people say no. I don't know. Me personally, I don't know what's gonna happen.
Hmm.
So, like I said, it just remains to be seen. All we could do is just wait and see what's gonna happen.
Well, I mean that's pretty much true for all of this, right? I mean, you know, all we know for sure right now is that he got drafted by the Lakers, and he went in the second round, right?
Yes.
So that typically means that they see him as a player with potential. Now, do you think he's gonna wind up in the G League, or do you think he's gonna actually be, full fledged on the NBA side of the house?
Um, in my opinion, I think he's probably gonna be in the G League because they got that two-way player thing where he could both play for the Lakers and for the South Bay Lakers. If any of y'all don't know, that's the G League team under the Lakers, the South Bay Lakers. But I could see that,
Mm.
because one thing's for sure. I think what's gonna happen is that he's not gonna start. I think they're gonna make sure that he develops into the player that he needs to be. I don't think they're just gonna throw him into the fire right out the gate like that.
Well, yeah, I mean that makes sense to me, but you never know what kind of conversations are going on behind the scenes. Um, so, I mean, I guess if I had to say, I think at some point they may wind up on the court together, but it might not be in this upcoming season. Now, the big question is, in my mind, is do you see LeBron hanging around, staying on the on the active roster until he can actually play with his son, or do you think the fact that he's on the same team as his son means that like that, okay, that's enough, that that's his dream come true, that his son would be on the same team as him, but or do you think he's going to try to hang around so that his son will actually get to play with him?
I mean, to be honest though, like I said, shoot though, we don't know. It remains to be seen. Everything right now, what we're saying is just speculation.
Yeah,
To be
yeah,
honest, it's
right.
just speculation. We don't know what's gonna happen, but what I can tell you is, like I said just not before, you know, most people in their mind already probably saying no.
Yeah, but here's the thing: people have underestimated LeBron from day one. Also, I think they may be underestimating, um, the drive or the push for them to ultimately wind up playing together, because that would be like, I think for LeBron, that would be the record or the thing that he cherishes the most, right? Because I mean, hey, this brother is a first ballot Hall of Famer. There ain't no doubt in the mind about that. I even think that the opportunity to play with his son might even be stronger than his push to win another championship. You know, I think somewhere in there that's really heavy on his mind. That at some point he will get the opportunity to be on the floor with his son. Um, but like you say, that's all speculation. But hey, we are the sports spectators, so we can speculate about
Yeah,
all of this, right? That's what we do, right?
yeah.
Um, so um, I think that the environment that he's in is conducive to his learning. Uh, I'm sure his dad works with him consistently
Yeah,
about skills on the court as well as off the court.
yeah.
I can say that LeBron doesn't look at basketball as this uh, individual kind of thing. I think he thinks about team. He thinks about family first. I know that for sure. I mean, when anytime they've interviewed him about things, one of the things he harps on a lot is, really and truly, this is just basketball. There are a lot of things going on in the world that are way more important. And he also showed that when his son took ill, right? I
Yeah.
mean, that was his first and foremost. Forget about basketball. We're talking about my son's life here, right?
Yeah.
So one of the things I can say about LeBron is that he has incredible perspective,
Yeah.
an incredible ability to put things in perspective, and not to mention, I don't think we even have to worry about Bronny in any kind of shenanigans because it's a family thing. He had a strong mama,
Yeah.
and I can say as a mama, some things that we just not gonna tolerate, right?
Yeah.
Because I could almost see her saying, "Boy, I'll yank you off of that team in a New York minute." Oh, not New York though, in a Laker minute.
Mhm.
If you start acting funny, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm hopeful that at some point they'll get to play together. I think this is something LeBron has groomed his sons because he does have another son that's coming up behind all this, right?
Yes.
Um, so I'm excited about that possibility. I think he's got his work cut out for him. I mean, he didn't go in the first round for a reason, right? I think we have to acknowledge that some of his playing, uh, play was impacted by his health concern,
Mm.
right?
Yeah.
And teams want. Well, his college team may not have felt that they could push him to a certain limit, given his health concern.
Mm.
A question that's always lingered in the back of my mind though was why didn't he give it one more year in college to kind of get over that? Okay, it's a health thing limiting me now. I'm healthy. Let me go at this college thing, as a sophomore, and then we'll see. Then I can really show what I'm capable of doing without all that medical stuff impacting my play.
Yeah.
You know, um,
Maybe.
yeah.
Maybe it was the pressure of him wanting to play with his daddy that made him leave college so early.
Hmm.
Or maybe it was something else. Nobody knows why he didn't stay.
Hmm.
Nobody knows. Only he knows.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Well, that's probably a reality that as much as LeBron wants to play with him, he also wants to play with his dad,
yeah.
right? And I mean the fact that another team didn't draft him, you know, says, hmm, you know, uh, kind of the word was out there, hands off, right?
Probably so.
Because like I guess I wonder what would have happened if Boston had drafted him. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, for real. Like I could see LeBron taking all his guns and tanks and going over to Boston and talking about, hey, you better give me my son back right now.
Two words if that would have happened.
Yeah.
Netflix documentary.
You probably right on that, son. I give you that one. Yeah, that definitely Netflix documentary. Yeah, you would have World War III between Boston and the Lakers if that had happened. You know, yeah, I don't see. Yeah, but they got a ring, but it's like, okay, we the champs, but we ain't done. You know what I'm saying? We not about to make that move. We'll become the NBA villains real quick if we do that kind of thing. Not to mention LeBron probably going over there and kicking the teeth out of their general manager. Because, like, okay, now you're going to make me have to leave the Lakers and come to Boston.
Mhm.
Something I ain't never wanted to do. But, oh well, sometimes you can't have your cake and eat it too. Um, so, enough about Bronny. I mean, all that stuff is going to work itself out in time. Let's talk about some of the other draft players and moves that teams have made, and let talk about what's going on in the league otherwise. So who else kind of really stuck out? But of course we know that number one draft pick, right? That's a given. But what about some other players that you think will have some impact, uh, maybe a more immediate impact than Bronny?
Well, this was a surprise pick right here from Memphis. They actually drafted I think he was the Naismith Player of the Year
Mm.
this year.
Mm.
The big man from Purdue, Zach Edey.
Oh, Edie, yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, they
Yeah,
got.
the Memphis drafted him at the
Oh
number
my,
9 pick.
oh my goodness, oh my goodness. Yes, indeed. Well, Memphis kind of they really were hurting, and they
Mhm.
need a player that could have the kind of impact that Edie might, could have for them. So I think that's a bold move, but that's a real smart move. You know,
I
yeah.
think John Moran likes that move
Oh
too.
my goodness, yeah,
I think he
yeah.
probably itching to play with him now.
Oh yeah, yeah. Right now, you said the name there. It's like you ain't hear nothing all last season. No, no, no talk about John Moran, good, bad, or ugly, right? But he
No,
coming back this year, right? So
yeah, he'll be coming back next
yeah,
season
I hope we. I
because
hope we.
unfortunately he had an injury.
Uh-huh.
He had an injury at hand.
Already?
No, I'm
Or
talking about
last year?
last
Yeah,
year.
I'm about to
That's
say
why he
the boy
didn't
got
play.
hurt already.
No.
Like, dude, how you hurt your hand already? You were eating your noodles and the fork stabbed you. I don't know. But okay, no. So yeah, I mean, look, Ja, if you're listening, brother, keep your nose clean because you got mad skills and you can do great things in the NBA if you just keep your mind right. And now you got a player that you know we know can help you out because you do need that support. I will say that. So good move by Memphis. Some other folk that have been on my mind that you didn't hear much about. Lo- Lorenzo Ball, is that his name? Lorenzo?
No.
A
And
Lorenzo? How do you say his first name?
and even though big boy from out of North Carolina State, DJ Burns,
Mm-hmm.
he didn't get drafted.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't get drafted, but he wound up signing with the Cavs, and he'll join them for the summer league.
Okay, okay, okay. I can't say that I really know much about that young man. Oh wait, say his name again.
DJ Burns, the
The
big
big
boy
boy,
from
yeah.
North
North
Carolina,
Carolina,
he didn't
yeah.
get drafted.
What?
No, he
Oh,
didn't get drafted.
that's foolishness.
But he wound up signing a deal with Cleveland. He's joining them for the summer league.
Somebody, y'all gonna regret not picking up that young man. Cleveland, good move. That brother can ball. Yeah, you got somebody that. Yeah, y'all need that kind of help. What is wrong with these people? This young man played his heart out in the finals. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, this whole season.
Yeah.
And didn't
Wow.
wind up getting drafted.
So, were there any other surprises in the draft? Players that you uh, either did think would make it or didn't. What?
Oh, well, shoot, though, the Lakers also picked up, drafted another good player in Dalton Connect. He was one of the top players from out of the SEC, played for Tennessee.
Okay, okay. So they made. So do you see this young man having like a kind of an immediate impact on the Lakers? Is he starting material, potentially starting material, or at least a role player, or do you see him going G League?
I think he'd probably be a good role player. Shoot, though he's a pretty good player.
Hmm.
Shoot, I don't know how much impact he'll have on the Lakers. It, like I said, we're just gonna have to wait and see. It remains to be seen what he can do. One thing's for sure, though, shoot, though, all these players that got drafted, they're gonna be showcasing their skills in the summer league coming up.
Okay, so we will get to see who can do what in the summer
Yes,
league. Okay, so now
yes.
let's step away from the draft and talk about some of the trades that might have been happening so that teams could make moves in the draft. Any interesting trades that you know about?
Well, shoot, though, for a long time, and it hasn't happened since 1983, the Knicks and the Nets did business together, and the Knicks wound up getting Mikal Bridges from the Nets.
Now, yeah, so they got another impact player because Mikal Bridges can play ball. I mean, he was doing the do in Phoenix,
Not
and
just
and kind of carrying a big part of the load at the Nets. But going to New York, he'll be able to step back more into the role that he played when he was in Phoenix, because he does have other impact players around him in New York, right?
yes.
Yeah. So I think that was a smart move on their part to pick up um, Bridges. You know, he can definitely have an impact.
I think it was very smart as my and you gonna laugh at this. You might as well, instead of calling the Knicks the New York Knicks, you might as well call them the Villanova Knicks because that's where Mikal Bridges came from too. So he's
Yeah.
reuniting with his teammates and Brunson, Hart, and DiVincenzo.
What you say? The Villanova connection, huh?
Hmm.
All right now. Hey, it can't hurt, because all of those players, all those guys that you just named, they're solid players. Villanova, they put out some good product, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, and I'm interested to see how Bridges can meld into that whole scenario there in New York. So they definitely gonna be something to watch, a
Also,
team to watch.
he's a great two-way player because he plays both sides of the ball. I think he was a former defensive player of the year, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, well, see, whoever is managing things over there, the GM or whoever it is, in terms of recruitment and bringing in the right players, they are making solid moves in New York, because New York was definitely on their way to being a solid contender there, until Brunson kind of got hurt, until that injury just kind of took over
Well,
for him.
yeah, they was injury prone throughout the
Yeah,
playoffs this
right,
year.
right,
So
right. So yeah, um, what about other teams? Let me ask this question: have you heard like a whisper about Clay leaving Golden State?
um, I heard that, and shoot, a lot of people have heard that though. But will it happen to me? I don't see it happening.
Right. And you think they're gonna keep that core three,
Yes, I think
right?
they're gonna keep
Curry, Thompson, and
Green.
Green,
I think
right?
they're gonna keep. I don't. It's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
I don't see it happen because if it was, it would have been happening by now. But I don't see it happen, and I'm pretty sure Curry and Draymond are talking to Clay, and
Mm-hmm.
things are probably going on behind the scenes where they making sure that that don't happen. Besides, I think they just extended Steve Kerr,
Mm.
and Steve Kerr already been said he still wants them three to stay so that they could continue running it back. So
Yeah, yeah. Well, I I would be highly disappointed if they did get rid of him, because that brother showed a lot of heart to come back from the injury that he had,
yes,
and realistically, you have to give him time to get back into top form.
yes,
I mean, last season, I think he was still adjusting, getting comfortable, getting confident, because when you are injured like that, you can say what you want. That sticks in your mind for a minute. And I think this season coming up, he'll be more, he will have the confidence that his body is recovered from that injury, and he can go back to doing the kinds of things that he was known for before the injury. And don't get me wrong, he did have some real glimmers there this past season. I mean, there were times when he performed quite well, but you could tell he wasn't quite Clay.
mm,
But I think he'll get back to that. To me, the big question is Draymond gonna keep his mind right? You know what I'm saying? Like,
you know.
why? Like,
I mean, we all know how Draymond is and how he gets he's emotional. Um, we just have to wait and see about that. That's all
yeah.
I can
I
say.
hope the brother
Um,
got some
also,
counseling. You know.
also, also they got something going on with Paul George because there was a lot of talk about him maybe possibly going to Philly.
What?
Hmm. They was talking
Ooh.
about him in Philly.
And if they're gonna get him in Philly, who they gonna get rid of?
I don't know if they're
Um,
gonna get rid of anybody. They was just talking about him. About him could possibly
Harris,
be a part.
Harris, Harris, Harris. If they get Paul George, Harris is gone.
You think if
I,
Philly get Paul George, they're gonna get rid. They're gonna let Tobias Harris go.
Tobias Harris gone. Yeah, because he did not produce.
I mean, I don't know. They didn't say anything.
They didn't have to. They didn't have to.
They didn't say nah. It hasn't happened.
I mean,
They
yeah,
were just
but
talking
look,
about him
look. Let's
going
be
to
realistic.
Philly.
They're not getting rid of young brother, right?
Maxey?
No. Right? And who is it that typically starts with them? That out of all they starting five, who was in my mind the most disappointing? Harris. So if they talking about Paul George, they're looking for him for his ability to produce scoring. That was what was missing for Philly in this last playoff round. They didn't have enough scoring. Embiid, I don't care what you say. That he was hurting, and he went out there and left everything he could on the floor. But they needed somebody else to take up some of that slack, and Harris didn't do it. So, anything else?
Yeah. Um, Houston and Phoenix also got this thing going on. And it has to deal with KD.
I heard that. I heard there was some talk about Kevin Durant going to Houston. I don't know how I feel about that.
This is the thing. This is the thing here. Listen good. Houston doesn't want KD. Now, Ime Udoka, the coach for Houston, he made him and the staff. He may want them because they got a great relationship together. Him and KD, they got a great relationship together since he was over there. Since KD was over there at the Nets with Ime Udoka and the staff and this and that. But the management for Houston, they don't want him.
Well, who they want?
They want Booker.
Oh, and I could hear Phoenix going, hell to the no.
They want Booker, which is slim chance at none.
Yeah.
Because Booker, he's committed to Phoenix. He
Yeah,
has his
like, you
life
know what?
over there.
Let me tell y'all something
Phoenix.
over there in Houston. People in hell gonna get ice water before y'all get Booker. I said it.
But this is the thing over there on Phoenix side. The management for Phoenix, they want out with Durant right now.
Yeah.
They want out.
Because he hasn't produced.
But the owner is like, hell no. I want KD and he gonna stay right here. So
this is interesting. Okay, but the owner rules, right? What the owner say go, right? Yeah. Just ask Jerry Jones. What the owner say go. Yeah. So he playing that. He playing that. He playing that. I'm the owner card. Do what I say. Yeah.
So
I could understand. I could understand all sides of it. I could understand because truthfully, Kevin Durant has not produced to the level that Phoenix expected from him. He definitely hasn't.
Well, that's the management. The management could want all they want.
Yeah, that's why I say. That's why I say he played that owner card, right? He's like, you do what I say because you ultimately work for me, right? So I get it. Okay, so we'll just have to watch that and see what develops. But that's very interesting.
It's not him playing the owner card. It's just the owner is the owner telling the management, y'all can want him out all y'all want. I want him.
That's what I said. The owner played the owner card. You do what I say. Yeah, there you go. Now, the only thing that could maybe have some impact on it if Kevin Durant starts being vocal about wanting to be out of Phoenix. If he starts being vocal,
and maybe that's the thing. Maybe it's him that's probably wanting out.
Oh, we lost the visual. I didn't realize how
Yeah,
long.
the appointing I told.
So, well, hmm, some interesting talk going on. Yeah, but
Yeah, though. But to wrap it up though, uh, KD's KD not going nowhere. Phoenix, the owner or whatever, he's not gonna allow that to happen. I don't see KD going to Houston. And besides, the Phoenix just paid $50 million to their new coach, which is Mike Budenholzer, who won the championship with Milwaukee, the Giannis old coach.
uh-huh.
He's over there at Phoenix now. They just gave him 50 mil. So it's not going to happen. They're going to run it back with Durant, Booker, and Bradley Beal, who they also got over there, who they got over there too. So they're going to run it back with them three. I don't see nothing going on with that deal.
Okay. Well, folks, we love to hear what you think about this current draft or some of the moves that have been made in the NBA or something that you want to speculate about happening. Uh, get at us, leave us some feedback. We definitely value your input. So, with that, we want to say thanks for stopping by. Take care, everybody.